Hey, I'm Aaron Whitaker. I'm a junior at Dallas Christian College, where I'm majoring in practical ministries with an emphasis in ministry leadership. Definitely feel God is leading me into ministry. It's kind of blurry what part of ministry He's leading me to, but I really don't know. But I would want to be a senior pastor, pastoring my own church. I see myself leading a church and basically leading a flock. And but I'm just willing to do whatever God wants me to do. What drew me into Cottonwood initially was my girlfriend coaches competitive volleyball, and I was driving her from Dallas to Allen during the spring semester, and Nathan was just like, this guy's just sitting here, I need to talk to him. He spoke to me, and I told him I played college basketball. He was like, you know what, I want you to come along and be an intern for me. And it was one of those things where God just provided a way. I've never would have thought I would be in the sports ministry. I mean, I love basketball, and I never knew sports was part of a ministry, and now I see myself here, and I just see God flourishing through the things that He's doing at CCSA. As I'm coaching, I always say one thing, and I say basketball is just like the Bible. The things you practice on the court, the things you do in the court, you have to do it in the game. And just as you read the Bible, the things you do in the Bible, you have to do in the game of life. So I think that's one of the ways I try to put the gospel in there a little bit, or just to get the kids to understand that life is more than just playing ball and hanging out with friends, but it's literally a spiritual battle. Growing up, I've always had coaches that weren't the best Christian example. And while playing for them, I always told myself that I did not want to be that type of coach. So as I'm coaching these kids, I'm thinking about the coaches that I've had and how can I be a better example. Just yesterday, we had a kid who was running down the court, and he turned the ball over and started crying. Then he did it again, and did it again, and did it again. And the last time he started crying, and he was balling on the sideline. So I went to go get him, and he was just sitting on the sideline. He was just crying. I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? So I just sat down with him. No, I actually kneeled in front of him, and I just told him to breathe, and we prayed. We prayed. And as he was sitting there, you could just really see the peace of the Lord coming upon him, and he was actually cheering for his teammates. But I think that's one of those situations right there where at the competitive level, I decided to be a friend at that time instead of a coach. I just want to say thank you to Nathan, because, for him asking me to be an intern at this church was a hard decision for me, just because I've come from a small school, small churches, and I've never really just been inside of I've never really gotten involved into a bigger church. And just him asking me to do this was like life-changing, if I can say that, because it really took me out of my comfort zone, because I've learned a lot so far, and I'm forever grateful for this. This is probably one of the best summers I ever had.